Hey everyone, it's Sierra here, back to share some tips with you about graduate school. On today's episode, we'll be talking about what you need to do to prepare for graduate school interviews. So, once you apply to graduate school, you're going to start getting offers to bring you in for graduate school interviews. With the current pandemic, you'll probably get an invitation to do a Zoom call. So, even though it's virtual, these tips will still be useful for you during your interview process. So, the first thing you want to do, and probably the most important in my opinion, is to research faculty that you're interested in interviewing with. Usually, a school will say, we want to interview you, give us a list of your top 10 faculty members that you're interested in interviewing with. So, they'll try to pair you with your top choice. You'll eventually get a list, usually like the day or a couple of days before your interview. If you want to wait until then, that's fine. Go ahead and look up those individuals that you're interviewing with. Look at their maybe top two or most recent publications, just so you'll have something to talk about during your interview. Also, look up their lab. Make sure you have questions like, how do you mentor? What's your mentoring style? Because you want to make sure you're a good fit. This is also an interview for you as well as it is for them. So you're interviewing them to make sure they are a good fit for you. The second thing you want to do is make sure you look the part. Even if you're on a Zoom call, you want to do your best to dress business professional. Now, they might tell you you can dress any way you want to, but it's important to look the part. As much as people like to act like it doesn't exist, people will make judgments based off your appearance. So you want to make sure that you look your absolute best. So for men, you can do the slacks and the button up and a tie. I would definitely wear a tie if you can, even if it's virtual. For women, you can do. I did a pantsuit with a dark colored blouse underneath. Um, if you are going to be going in person for interviews, if you're a lady, if you're comfortable walking in heels all day, that is up to you. But just in case you want to bring your backup flats, you definitely don't want to wear too high of a heel, just because that's not as professional. And for both men and women, I would not be super busy with your appearance. So if you do like a neutral color suit or pant, you can do a pop of color with the shirt, but I wouldn't do anything like too bright, like red or yellow. Honestly, just stay to the neutral colors the best you can. You just want to make sure that you're neutral, that you are the focus of the interview and not your outfit. They want to remember you for what you talked about, your research, your questions. The third thing I would say, and this pertains more towards my natural hair girls, this comment is not to offend anyone, but this is advice that I got for graduate school from veterans in the graduate school professional arena. So I normally wear my hair in its natural state, which is natural curly. For my graduate school interviews, I pressed my hair. It wasn't as big of a deal to me, and this is a personal preference. But I did for my graduate school interviews. Now, to add to that, you definitely don't want to go anywhere where you cannot feel natural being who you are. So, definitely when you are at your interviews, check the vibe, see if that's a place where, something like that would be okay. So kind of pay attention to your surroundings, see how other people are dressed in the professional circles, especially people that look like you. I decided to press my hair for my interview only. I don't think I've ever even worn my hair pressed during my time in graduate school. And so when I was at my interview for the institution that I'm at now, I definitely paid attention to how everyone dressed, how everyone addressed each other, the language that they used. It was definitely a very laid back environment. So even though I'm dressed business professional, even though my hair is pressed and it's not normally pressed, I definitely looked for those things and those social cues during my interview just to make sure this is a place where I feel comfortable, because I'm the type of person, whether I felt comfortable or not, if I went to that school, I'm going to wear my hair how I wear my hair. I change my hair like 2 times a month or something like that. It's always different. It's never really an issue where I am. So definitely don't do this if you don't want to. This is not a requirement. These are just some tips that I'm sharing with you that I thought were very helpful for my interview process. And lastly, after all your interviews are over, for that weekend or day, however they decide to do interviews this year, make sure you say thank you. I don't mean like at the end of your interview, like thank you for your time. Definitely thank them during the process, but like the day after, that morning after, send an individual at the morning after, send an individual email to the professors, the students, anyone that you interacted with for a longer period of time, the administrators who put everything together. Send a thank you note. Thank them for their time. Thank them for showing you, or I don't know how they're going to be doing campus tours this year, but if you're in person, thank them for showing you around and being your host for the weekend, or helping you coordinate the virtual experience if it's a virtual interview. They remember those things. That is very important. That will help you to stand out. Say thank you. It goes a very, very long way. Yes, you're taking time out of your schedule, but you're also asking them to take time out of your schedule to interview you. So you definitely want to be appreciative of that. And you definitely just want them to remember you as a person. They're going to be interviewing multiple people. So you might be the 1 out of 10 that they interview that sends them, hey, I'm going to insert my name, Sierra. I just want to thank you for taking the time out to talk to me about X, Y, and Z during the interview process. Hope to be able to work with you in the future. Something like that. Something simple, something to the point, and not trying to really snooze. So I do hope these tips help you. If you have any questions, again, do not hesitate to reach out. Our email is hbcudap@gmail.com. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. So if there's anything that we can help you with during the process, if you have specific questions, especially the ladies, or the ladies or men that wear their hair in their natural state and are concerned about that tip, again, it is not something mandatory. You do not have to do it if you're not comfortable. These are things I'm sharing with you. If you have questions on what you should do or any of the tips that I gave today, please do not hesitate to reach out to us by email. And in the subject line, you can put Sierra Shares interview tips, so I know to be the one to answer that for you. So good luck on your interviews. Happy holidays. Scratch that, Nandi. So good luck to you all on your interviews. I hope you have an awesome, strong rest of the year. And we look forward to hearing about how your interview process went. So see you later.